Man, that's crazy. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. That's crazy. Not my actual doctor, but the director. I'm like, ah, man. Freaking. That's crazy that people told my mom, like, she finally had to admit, she's like, oh yeah, people are calling and saying that they're concerned. They're not even concerned, they're like threatening her. It's like actual LA criminals are threatening my mom, like on the side, even like community members, you know. But like yeah, just threatening my mom. And you know, Cartel and everything. And yeah, probably doing the same thing to my primary care physician, until my primary care physician was like, who's this kid so special? A job? A job schooling? He wants to go to college? I'm going to put him down for not being competent and not especially having good substantial mental health. I'm going to make sure that he does not have any fun opportunities, because he has been just such a disturbance, especially to his family and his mother. I'm not enabling it. Just like playing on words, and I'm like that, director? I'm like, really? That's what you want to do to an autistic person? That makes you feel so big as a woman? Just like my mom abusing me? I'm like, that? Really? Freaking just, you know, giving me food to just shut my mouth about my actual abuse. And, you know, you want it to be really great and nice at first, but then, you know, when I wanted to make sure that I'm not cooperating with anybody, you know, trying to talk in your ear when I'm not there and looking, and in private or in the background, or, you know, especially when I'm not around, about impeding on my healthcare and everything, because they're working with Cartel, Bloods of Crips, Yakuza, Chinese or Korean mafia, or especially, you know, any medical providers like paramedics or other doctors that don't like that I'm exposing, you know, human trafficking or drug dealing of any sort. I'm like, man. That's what my doctor said. She's like, yeah, the director, she's concerned about how many times you're calling in. And I'm like, who's the director? But then I was like, hold on a second. Before I say what she did when I asked who's the director, you know, I was like, oh, fudge. I was like, this is like the same thing that, you know, LA Fire Department was trying to say. They're like, yeah, we're concerned about how many times you keep calling, you know, about us, you know, trying to give you medical attention. And I'm like, yeah, I was actually going through MSRA. I'm like, you guys let me go through MSRA. I was in, you know, Little Company Providence Medical Center. I'm having severe pain. And I'm losing consciousness very fast. And not even like a little bit of pain. Like very bad neck pain to the point where it's going down to my spine. It's so crazy, man. And she's like, yeah, Dr. Shaw, Dr. Mona Shaw. I'm like, oh my goodness, dude. It's so crazy. I'm like, man, had her own corporation. So crazy. I was like, did you understand, like, when, you know, medical providers really want to spy on me? Well, now you understand. Does she work with Bloods, Crips, or some type of drug traffickers, or, you know, human traffickers, pimps? Oh, he said she not performing. Dang. Also, second half, get it? Like a football game or like a basketball game. shoot, dude, it's pretty crazy. I'm like, every day I'm going to do work on these guys. I'm like, not just one day, not just 2 days, but like every single day I'm gonna do work on them. Anyway, this is all about one place. And remember, nobody's really like innocent from this, you know. Not a single person is innocent. They're all kind of guilty. Also get it, like, they're gonna try to say that I'm being racist, especially to my doctor, Mona Shah, when reality and like actuality, I actually really appreciate like Pakistanis all the way to Indians. And it's funny because they're having a war right now. I'm like, really, dude? I'm like, Choganaye, Magyeja. I'm like, fudge, dude, please chill. I'm like, look, my primary care physician is treating me like my abusive LAUSD mother because I'm really exposing, Cartel, Bloods, gangs, Bloods, Crips, and any kind of black gangs in between, and Yakuza or Korean mafia and Chinese gangs that are like enabling this human trafficking and drug trafficking. But yeah, don't try to back up even like places that are really, trafficking women and everything. Or, like San Pedro, trafficking a lot of women. But not really women. Out there, it was mostly like, children and stuff. I'm like, shoot. He looked at me as soon as I said children. I'm like, you gotta go look at Spixies because it's not going to be there very long. I am a doctor. But get it? I don't get to go to work or school. Now you know why I don't get to go to work or school. I'm like, that's right. I'm like, shoot, dude. I'm like, man. Not even at McDonald's. Shoot. I was wondering if I could just pay here. I don't want to use a kiosk. It messed up on me last time.
You know, order right here?
Yeah, if I could. Oh, okay. All right, thanks. She just told me to give her a second. I'm like, man. I'm like, I kind of wonder why. Look, even the kiosk is closed. I'm like, shoot. Look, it doesn't even work. I'm like, don't try to. That's why I'm definitely not racist. I'm like, don't try to underestimate anybody, especially whether they're, Pakistani or, black or anybody in between. I was like, they really know how to do things. Oh, yeah, I was wondering if I could do it here, because last time it didn't count my points. If that's cool.
You can ask the manager, because I know we can take the order.
Okay, yeah, I'll see if the manager can help me. Appreciate it. I was like, I literally have to talk to each manager, so I guess I have to talk to somebody higher up than my doctor. And it was like, what are you gonna do when I talk to somebody higher up than my doctor? I'm like, I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything whatsoever.
Can you close the restroom, please? No.
She's gonna ask for the whole director.
Thank you.
With the kids, you know what I mean? Mom, with the kids? Yeah, I'm a kid. See, I told you medical workers really like, spot me. That's so weird when you have like a medical worker. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? You have a medical worker, they're Hispanic or black descent. They have face tattoos and they have, tattoos on their arms, right? And they're talking slang, and you're right there and you're like, oh, I owe apparently like money to human traffickers and drug dealers. And like, whether it's between Bloods, Crips, or Cartel, or Mexican Mafia, but then like, they have to like hire people back them up. So like, paramedics or police that are white, or like any other kind of white community members. And then like, lucky enough for them, they get like Korean mafia or Chinese gangs behind their back, or Yakuza, right? So basically they have like all that power. It's like every single gang in LA. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? There's really nothing you could do, huh? Like, you're supposed to wait to get medical attention, but you might not get it. I'm like, dang, that's so crazy. And then down you go. Down you go dead. I'm like, prime medical. I'm like, prime medical. What do you have to say about that? I'm like, what do they have to say about that? I'm like, I'd really like to know what they have to say about that. I'm like, mental health issue? I'm like, when I record people, when these Cartel, Yakuza, Bloods, and Crips record me, they don't have a problem with it. Just so you know. But then as soon as I start recording, then they're like, they have a problem, right? But they'll literally point their phones at me. They'll be like, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But what are you supposed to do in that situation? So they're Hispanic or black descent, right? And they have face tattoos, and they have tattoos on their arms. And, you know, they're speaking in slang. And they got charisma. We can't forget about the charisma. Can't forget about that one. So they're talking in slang. They have charisma. And they might be talking a little loud to intimidate you. I'm like, ooh. Down you go again. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, man, that's so crazy. What are you supposed to do in that situation? They're like, you're autistic. We don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, all right, I'll say it one more time. Don't go anywhere. Don't fall down again. One more time. Okay, so you owe Cartel, Bloods, Crips, or Yakuza, or, you know, Chinese gangs money, right? For human trafficking or drug dealing or prostitutes, right? So you're trying to go get medical attention, but the person that's going to give you medical attention is Hispanic or black descent, or even worse off, Asian descent, and they have face tattoos, or they have arm tattoos or body tattoos. At that point, what are you supposed to do if you owe money, but you're trying to get medical attention? I'm like, what are you supposed to do? It's like a red and blue thing. A blood and Crip thing. And I've seen all this like stuff on the news with like this judge that literally had to get arrested. Because, you know, a Sereno like had to freaking like come in and like let his power be known, you know. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, we got shut down. Or even like the news with like Carmelo Anthony and him just totally being able to take a life, and you know, to somebody white. It's funny because they always call me white boy, and I'm like, or I've seen also a little bit on the news. Oh, that gypsies, which are they're Middle Easterners, so you could think of them like, you know, Pakistani or Indian, or like, you know, Israeli, or like Iranian, or anywhere in between, and they're stealing jewelry off of people, old people. So elderly abuse, medical malpractice, and social or a public disturbance, or public coercion or collusion to impede on somebody's right to, you know, do what they can in their life. I'm like, it's like, makes sense. I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. I'm like, you think their kids are gonna care? They're gonna listen to what I'm saying. They're gonna look at their parents and they're gonna be like, what? So you're the bad guy? And I'm like, I had to look at my mom and be like, she's a bad guy. I'm like, you have a good one there. I was like, live and learn. And you also have to deal with, like, you know, people within your race that want to be able to get away with whatever they want. My goodness, it's not good. I'm like, oh man, that's pretty bad. I'm like, shoot. That's pretty crazy, honestly. Makes sense. Oh man, everybody's getting away with a lot of stuff. Middle Easterners, Hispanics, blacks or African Americans. And an autistic person had to tell you. I'm like, man. They really don't want these kids to learn. That's why they had to literally stop, federal workers from going into LAUSD schools. They're like, they're being trained to, publicly disturb people. They're being trained to drug deal. They're being trained to, sell their bodies or be trafficked. Oh, they're being trained to do this or that. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's all happening within LA. I'm like, for real. Send the whole Marines over, but you gotta clean out the Marines first. You gotta clean out the military first, because there's a lot of Bloods and Crips that work for the military. And I would know. I wouldn't even have to research into that, because the fact that there are Bloods and Crips that work in homeless shelters, Bloods and Crips that work in homeless shelters or hospitals, I'm like, they're gonna work in the military, so it's gonna be split apart. It's gonna be all split. This lady started laughing. Oh my goodness, like my mom. Just like my mom. Because she knows she's got money. And she's got a job. She was laughing about it like my mom. I'm like, oh my goodness. It says a lot about, who you care about. Criminals in yourself. And people who could give you money. God bless everybody.